The recently released Jeffrey Epstein documents have sparked global conversations about the convicted sex offender's international connections. Tonight, we examine mentions of Kenya that have appeared in these files and the questions they've raised. To be clear, these are references in emails and contact lists. No evidence has emerged linking Epstein to any criminal activity here in Kenya. But the mentions have drawn attention to Kenya's ongoing struggles with child exploitation and whether Epstein's network extended to East Africa, as NTV's senior reporter Catherine Omwando tells us.
Among the millions of pages released in the Epstein case files, several references to Kenya have caught attention. The mentions are brief, mostly travel plans and casual correspondence, but they've raised questions about the extent of Epstein's international reach. Kenya has long struggled with child sex tourism, particularly along its coastal regions. According to UNICEF, areas like Malindi, Mombasa, and Kilifi have been identified as hotspots where foreign tourists exploit vulnerable children. The country has strengthened laws in recent years, however, enforcement remains a challenge. It's against this backdrop that the Epstein documents have generated speculation. In December 2009, New York publicist Peggy Siegel emailed about traveling to Kenya with someone named Matty, mentioning planned visits to areas like Masai Mara. In the same email, Siegel made a joke about bringing back a baby or two. An apparent reference to Madonna's high-profile adoptions from Malawi around that time, the language, while seemingly playful, has drawn criticism given the later convictions in Epstein's case. It's important to note that 5 years after that email in 2014, under then-President Uhuru Kenyatta's administration, Kenya banned international adoptions entirely. The government cited concerns about child trafficking and the need to strengthen domestic adoption systems. President Kenyatta's name appears elsewhere in the file. In April 2013, businessman Sultan bin Sulayem wrote to Epstein saying that he was in Nairobi attending Kenyatta's presidential inauguration. And then Epstein suggested that they visit Kenya later that year in June. The email contains no other details about any planned visit. Photographs have circulated online showing Epstein visiting British entrepreneur Richard Branson at his Kenyan coastal property in Malindi. The timing of the visit is unclear. Malindi has been repeatedly identified by child protection organizations as an area with high rates of child sex tourism. There is no evidence suggesting Branson had any knowledge of Epstein's crimes or that Epstein engaged in illegal activities during any Kenya visit. Epstein's contact directory seized by authorities also contains the contacts of Cookie Gallman, the Italian-born Kenyan conservationist and author of I Dreamed of Africa. Gallman, now in her 80s, has been a controversial figure in Kenya, facing conflicts with local Maasai and Samburu communities over land rights. She was shot and injured during clashes in 2017. There's no indication of the nature of any relationship with Epstein or whether she even knew him personally. Several of the emails reference visits to rural areas and Maasai communities. Some contain language that seems to characterize African communities in ways that suggest an exploitative mindset. In one exchange, Epstein responds to Siegel's mention of visiting a mud hut by writing, "You will be amazed by the aroma." In another, Siegel jokes about Maasai warriors and Somali pirates.
I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert. But I guess I turned out to be right. But you know who does have? Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single weekend. They lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did.
What we have are fragments, emails about travel, a name in a contact book, photographs of visits. What we don't have is evidence of criminal activity in Kenya. According to Kenya's National Crime Research Center, an estimated 1 to 3 children per 1,000 experience sexual abuse in coastal tourism areas. The government has established specialized police units and are working with international organizations to combat child sex tourism. Catherine Omwando, NTV.